don't give up, there's rest for your weary soul, and time to heal, yet still you fight with what you're told, and hold on to your scars and wounds and paths of home. And I said, ooh, what would you do if you could lose all your burdens? Yeah. And I said, ooh, my
got no shoes that cost more than a car. Ain't got no man I found in a bar. Ain't got no Burberry purse on my arm, but I just got love in my heart. Ain't got no boobs installed in my skin. Don't give a shit if you think I'm too thin. My backside's too big and my hair just
text, no response, are you still up? Still thinking of us? Can we make up? It's so hard to forget all the bad things that went on between us. Those times were better. You know we were better. I know that we'll have us, but all I want is you. Hanging on your front porch, arguing about who'll live tomorrow. Let's take it back to you and I'm your scarlet letter, only one who knew you better. So let's take it back to you and back to you and Remember the night we snuck into the pool just to make out? Then we got kicked out. It was such a ride. And I gotta admit that the most fun I had was with you. I wanna do it again with you. Hanging on your front porch, arguing about who'll live tomorrow. Let's take it back to you and I'm your scarlet letter, only one who knew you better. So let's take it back to you and back to you and hanging on your front porch, arguing about who'll live tomorrow. Let's take it back to you and I'm your scarlet letter, only one who knew you better. So let's take it back to you and back to you and back to you and
Calm those nerves, son, you never seem to keep your cool. You're just drowning in the deep end of the pool. Win or lose, yeah, you've just been getting through. But there's something deep inside you've gotta do. Everyone's watching, stepping out in the room. Everyone's watching, seeing what you might do. It's just a shot in the dark. You know, you know, you know. You can't stay where you are. Shoot from the heart. You know, you know, you know. You're already this far, and you've been scared of letting go, afraid to even start. Reach for the stars with all that you are. Oh, oh. It's just a shot in the dark. Oh. left or a ghost here in the room. But then you move, just like something's breaking through. We do crazy things with nothing left to lose. Everything stopped and no one knows what to do. Everything happens least when you expect it to. It's just a shout in the dark. You know, you know, you know. You can't stay where you are. Shoot from the heart. You know, you know, you know. Already this far, and you've been scared of letting go, afraid to even start. Reach for the stars with all that you are. Oh, oh. It's just a shout in the dark. It's just a shout in the dark. It's just a shout in the dark. You know, you know, you know. You can't stay where you are. Shoot from the heart. You know, you know, you know. You're already so far, and you've been scared of letting go, afraid to even start. Reach for the stars with all that you are. Oh, oh. It's just a shout in the dark. It's just a shout in the dark.
We're live. What's up? Hey guys. Hey, thanks for joining us here today. Because none of us have anything else going on. We're not busy or anything like that. Listen, we decided to do something special today. We've had so many requests about relationships during this shifting time in the world, right? I don't know if I'd consider myself a relationship expert. We're pretty good at this. We're experts in this. But we've had so many questions in the last 3-4 months with our team. We've even had questions with our team asking for advice and guidance and things like that. So we decided to do two things at once. I know this sounds crazy. Is today we're not offering anything. I don't have anything great to share with you. I don't have a new book. I don't have a new course right now. So many of you have my courses, tapes. You're a part of KBB. You're part of our different families. Today, literally, is nothing else except value about relationships, personal and business. And also, we're giving a boatload of stuff away. Do you know what we're doing today? You guys ready? You might not even know. Mike, I don't know if you got that. Today, we're giving away a brand new car. Like, I feel like Oprah. I literally feel like Oprah right now. Like, you get a car and you get a car. No, we picked a winner. We have something called the Better Life Challenge. It's a free 30-day challenge that people have been taking for almost a half a decade. It's 30 days, it's a couple minutes long, and legit, it's not kind of free. It's free. When you go there, you can't give us any money. It's free. And it's a challenge everybody should take. Everybody, I see some of you, Tara, and some of you shaking your head, yes. Like, we'll talk about it later, but what we do every year, Joseph Smith, good to see you, man. Giving you a thumbs up. Everybody, when we're done today, go to thebetterlife.com. That's how we're giving a car away today. We give prizes away every month, and it's literally 30 days, like 2 minutes a day. It's the little habits of my life that have shifted my life. So we built something, and a lot of people don't even know about it. And we honestly don't spend a lot of time promoting it. It's organic, and thousands of people take it. We give prizes every month, and once a year we give something cool. Next year we're going to give away cash. I think we're giving away $10,000 in cash, so you'll find out how to do that too. But today, right now, this is really about just giving back. We decided today as well is we're going to give prizes away literally while we're going to be with you probably 90 minutes. I know you're busy this afternoon. I'm busy, but we squeeze this in because we want to be here for you. So we're going to go 90 minutes-ish, maybe 2 hours. If we get in a flow, we're going to take we want some feedback. We'll do some Q&A together live. And I'm sitting here, my wife hasn't said one word yet. This is my amazing wife, Lisa Graziosi. Can we give it up in the chat for my amazing wife, Lisa Graziosi, for being here?
Thank you, guys.
Mwah.
I love you.
So we're going to give stuff away. In fact, I'm just going to start off because we're in a giving mood today. We have nothing to sell you today except some love and some gifts. And someone's going to walk away with a car today. Like, how cool is that? A brand new Chevy Camaro. Like, so cool. My team picked the Camaro. I might have picked something different, but they love the Camaro. We're going to start off right now with giving away an Apple Watch. There's no reason for this. Literally, we're just doing it. Because, and listen, we've been cooped up for a year. This has been the craziest year. I'm 52. My wife's 22. No, I'm kidding. She's not. She looks it. She's not. I'm not.
But you know what? You can tell everybody that I'm 22.
Okay, I think. But it's truly been a crazy year, and I get it. And life has changed, and it may never be the same, but it still can be incredible. But we just thought, why not come and just celebrate and have a good time? Talk about how we got through this craziness and give stuff away. So right now, we're going to give away, it's on my list, an Apple Watch. And my team picked this person because not only are they here today, but they've been on our last couple of Zooms, playing full out, pushing the energy out, pushing the love out, sending posts, doing messages. So Danielle Maurer, I hope I said your name right. My team's giving you love. They'll reach out to you and going to send you an Apple Watch if you already have one. Give it to kids or something. You know what I mean? You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for always playing full out, Danielle. Okay, so that's the kind of stuff we're going to do. That's it. We got a list of cool prizes we're going to give away all day. My team is going to magically walk in here with a piece of paper and be like, give this away to this person. And you know how we were picked? I don't know. They're all back over there. They're going to figure it out. Maybe it's your smile. It's your background. It's your awesome face, name. I don't know, but they're going to do that. Later, we'll tell you how to, we're going to announce the winner of the car today. And literally, next year, it's going to be a big cash prize because that's what a lot of people said. Car's nice, but in this crazy time, we'd rather have some cash. So we're going to give away cash today, let you know how we're going to give away cash next year. And legit, the way you can win the car, win the cash, win the prizes is literally just being a part of the challenge and playing full out. And again, it's The Better Life, thebetterlife.com. I'll tell you about it later. It's free. It's always free, and it's pretty awesome. Okay, so here's what I wanted to start. Is about, 3 weeks ago, we have something called our Inner Circle. I know many of you are part of our Inner Circle. And Lisa and I, it was the first time we had done that. And you haven't said 2 words yet. Man, I'm just talking and talking and talking. Jesus. That's why we get along so good. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We did an Inner Circle, and it was one of the most watched, most favorable comments. People went nuts over. And really, we just talked about our relationship. We talked about relationships in general. And then we brought people up and they asked any question you want to ask us. I think any question you want, especially my wife doesn't hold anything back. So if there's anything you want to know, she's the girl to ask, right? But we had some really great questions come in. And I want to start with some. And now, dudes, I know, listen, some of the guys out there right now, it's like, when you talk about relationships, sometimes it's like, man, Dean, just get to the money. Just get to the money. And deep down, we want the key to relationships. But a lot of times, we're just so accustomed to being like manly men, right? It's like, that's good, Dean, but tell me about. So let me just ask you a question. Has anything good in your life happened when relationships aren't good? Mm-hmm. If you could have $1 billion today, but you're not happy, you're not connected to your children, you're not connected to your other half, you're not connected to your family, you're not connected to your business partner, you'd like to throw your business partner out of a 5-story window because you hate him so much. Like, I'm just saying, like, I know so many people, they start off their business relationships. It's bliss. We're going to run this company together. We're going to change the world. And 3 years later, it's like, I filed a lawsuit against my partner. I hate him. I wish they would die. Like, that's how bad it goes, right? That's how bad it goes. They said they can't hear us. Hey, Mike? Can you hear me now? Thumbs up? Okay. Somebody's getting fired. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But think about that in life. Does anything feel good, go good if you don't have relationships? So when people say, relationships are one part, but man, I wouldn't take $100 billion and be estranged from my son, or one of my sons now that I have two, or my daughter. I wouldn't take $100 billion not to have this connection. I wouldn't take all the money in the world my team is my family. And did all that come magically overnight? Hell no. I screwed up in relationships. I screwed up as a leader. I've surely screwed up as a father. You know those moments where you do a parenting moment and then you wait like an hour later, you look in the mirror like, I totally botched that. Like that was the worst experience ever. That's a therapy moment. I can't unwind it. Do I apologize? If I apologize, does that make it worse? Am I the only one that's ever been in that position where you feel that way, right? So how important are relationships? I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is the chat. My wife can see what all of you guys are saying now, so put it in the chat. On a 1 to 10, how important is our relationships? They're the key to everything. So I just thought it was really important. It's the most requested thing that we've gotten, especially during COVID. I mean, I know when COVID hit, we know a lot of couples that we thought were fine, right? Like, tell me we weren't shocked.
And it came out of the woodwork.
As soon as COVID hit and they were forced to be in the same house for 45 days, within 60 days, the divorce was filed. Like people we thought were solid, but you know what? They found a way to avoid connection. They found a way to avoid each other. They found a way to do their own things. And then all of a sudden, when they were face to face and there was no other place to go, they pulled the exit chute, right? And we were, so, COVID, and I'm not trying to make light of hard relationships, guys. Please know, I've been through hard ones. So is Lisa. We happen to be in this amazing relationship. We don't have an Instagram relationship where it just looks good in pictures. We have an incredible connection and friendship, but it takes work and takes energy. So anyway, I don't want to gush too much. She already, your head's already too big on how much I love you. I gotta.
I feel the same exact way, if not more. So. We're always trying to one-up each other with that, so yeah. So I think that's a good sign.
All right, so I'm going to jump in a question, and then I'm just going to see somebody to raise their hand. I'll pick you out, and then we can talk about relationships. You guys cool with that? And then, okay, they just came in with I guess this is going to be like The Price is Right. There's just going to be things given away all the time. We have a $50 gift card. Oh, wait, no.
Kindle.
A Kindle and a $50 gift card. A Kindle and a $50 gift card. Wow, my team is generous spending my money. That's really awesome.
Wow.
A car, an Apple Watch, a Kindle. Audrey Wentz, congratulations. Everybody give it up for Audrey Wentz. Congratulations. Love heals all. I see you, Audrey. How you doing? Okay, you got a gift card coming your way. Okay, so some of the questions that came in. I'm going to get to the big one because it's really broad and there's a million different answers. What's Dean and Lisa's, these are questions that came in from you guys, by the way. What's Dean and Lisa's #1 secret to a happy marriage? I'm just going to let you go.
Okay.
Everybody, Lisa Grazios.
Thank you. Okay, well, let's see. Where do I start? What number one secret I would say is, I keep saying, I've said this before if you guys were on, but checking in. I feel like if we're on the same, like Dean said, with COVID and everything else, people go into their own hideouts and work and try, whatever. But we're always just checking in and making sure that we're both aligned. Like, okay, how do you feel about this? That, am I doing okay? Or, where can I be better? And I think that just shows the other person, like, wow, Lisa actually cares about me, even though I haven't spoken to her all day because I've been in meetings and this and that, or vice versa. So I think just making sure that we're both communicating every day, because how if you go into a dark circle, a deep hole, it could just be unwinding hole that you can, lose touch of each other. I feel like definitely communication.
No, and you're amazing at that.
And that sounds so cliche, communication, but really just like constant communication, and not just, being so far out and not even knowing what he's up to or what I'm up to. I think that's good.
Yeah, and you're amazing at that. And I know you were just in the other room getting a whole bunch of work done. So thank you for coming in here and do this. And we'll get into this rhythm here. I want to share this, and I think this is really important. And this is going to be a tough one for those of you who might have a little animosity towards your other half, because someone might be watching. Let's just say, who in here, by a raise of hand, knows someone that might have a little bit of animosity against their partner, right? And doesn't it spiral? It's like the little things that were missed, like, all right, we're all about your business. When I wanted to start my business, like, no support. Like, am I just supposed to be mom? Don't I have like something where I can grow and I'm supposed to do my own thing? I want to be a great wife. I want to be a great mom. Mm-hmm. But what about my dreams, right? And sometimes that happens, and dudes sometimes have no freaking clue they're doing it. Like, hey, I'm working 60 hours a week to supply for the family. I got you covered. What? Stop, don't worry about it. I know I've done that to her by accident, thinking I'm overachieving to thank God we have this communication. But in another relationship, she could tuck that down and be like, oh, Mr. Big Shot, you got all your stuff going on and what I'm doing is nothing. And it's tiny when it starts, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's like a little tiny flick. It's like no big deal. But then 4 weeks later, and then something else happens, and then somebody's late, and then within 9 weeks or 9 months or 9 years, you drop a piece of garbage out, and your significant other freaking screams at you about the garbage. You're like, it's garbage. In their head, it's like, it's not the garbage. It's 9 years ago. You didn't support me, right? It's these little embers that build, and you don't see them building. You really don't. So I'm going to share something that I never did in a relationship before. I want to be honest with you. I worked on me before we met. I feel so blessed that I manifested this relationship in my life, and so did Lisa. But I learned from the stuff that I did wrong. And I want to tell you, this is going to be the hardest one. And the question was, what's the number one secret to a happy marriage? And I'm going to say, don't keep score. Don't keep score. Like, sometimes your wife or your husband or your significant other, right? They got your back, they got you covered. And it's all on them. They're doing all the work. But if you're in a connected, long relationship, it'll reverse and it'll be the other way. And here's what I'd say is, when people truly ask, on Instagram, we'll post a picture of each other on date night, and literally we get so many amazing comments. But we get so many DMs like, you guys really love each other that much? Come on. And the fact of the matter is we do. But I'll tell you what we got lucky with is, when you don't keep score and you find a way to feel love. And I learned this from my dear friend, Tony Robbins. I love to give credit where credit's due. When you can find a way to feel love, when you give love, not when you receive it, holy crap, life changes forever. That's true. I feel love when I light her up. I feel love doing things for her that she doesn't know. I feel love doing those things. And if I don't even have a scorecard, I don't know if I'm doing more for her this month than she did for me. I don't know if I'm the most supportive guy in the relationship. I don't know it, because I'm feeling loved by lighting her up. And this is not for everyone. I know that sometimes needs two to tango, right? I know sometimes it doesn't work that way, but I also know this. I know when I give her love, I get it back tenfold. And then when the little shit happens, it's not a big deal because you hadn't built up this animosity because you're one ahead or your scorecard is it. I did this for you. I raised your children. I did this. I do that. I do this. I do this. I asked for this one thing and it was like nothing. You didn't want to have the conversation. As guys, what do we want to do? We want to solve that shit. Like literally, anybody ever see, could you find that, Mike, the nail in the head? Anybody ever see the nail in the head video? Is that the greatest video in the history of the freaking world? Mike, please try to find that. But as men, right, especially, and it could be men or women, but I'm just sharing from my example. As men, I know this. I had to learn this, and I'm way better at it, and I still do it, is as men, we are programmed to want to just solve problems, especially for the woman we love, right? Or the significant other that we love, right? We want to solve problems. So when Lisa comes to me, and it seems like you worried about that today? I can fix that in 3 seconds. We're good. Thanks, babe. And I go, I missed the whole effing point. Mm-hmm. I missed the whole point. And like an hour later, I could tell she's still off. I'm like, but I solved that problem. Like, I don't understand. And I literally have to consciously go, it wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. It was something deeper, something she wants to talk through, right? And I know that's obvious. And if you read Men Are From Venus and Women Are From Mars, and but this is different. This is us. This is like a family. Like, I'm telling you, there's no better feeling in the world than having a connection with another human being, right? I know I'm all over the place, but think about at the end of our lives, right? Are you gonna wanna count your money at the edge of your bed when you're 110 years old, right? Are you gonna wanna say, yeah, I don't care about the relationships I had. Look at all the money I get to die with, or the things I accumulated, right? No, you're gonna look around and say, who's in this room with me? And did I love deep enough? Did I have a connection? Did I find that part of my heart? So a lot of us guys that get the chance to just tuck stuff down and pretend like it's not there, like I'm just asking you, open that can of worms up. Give yourself the opportunity to feel love. Give yourself the opportunity to feel hurt. There's no way to feel deep love without having the chance that you're going to feel deep pain. Mm-hmm. There's no way to have massive success in your business without the massive opportunity to go freaking broke. Like, you want complacency, you go get a job at some place that pays you, does, $48,000 a year. I'm not saying it bad, but if you don't want any pain, go find a job where you sit in the same spot, do the same thing every day. No pain, no gain, somebody just wrote. Right? If you want just a flat relationship, don't go too deep, right? Just make it surface level, and you could probably hover for 40 years. But is that what you really want? Is that what you want at the end of your life? So I know that's a long answer to a short question, and I know I'm dominating this conversation again.
No, it's okay. I love to listen to you. But honestly, be honest with yourself and be true to yourself, because a lot of times people try to, you try to manifest and bring someone in your life that perfect avatar that you're attracting. So you change who you are to make them happy, but be honest with yourself. Really be you and have that person love you for you, and you love that person for them. And that, I think, is huge, because at the end of, let's say years from now, you're changing yourself to be who you think your spouse wants. And then you'll blow up one day and you'll be like, oh my God, this is not me, and I'm stuck in this shell, and I want to be myself. So there's nothing more amazing and more beautiful when someone loves you for you and you love them for them. And I think that's been us. We've always been so admirable of each other, and we want to bring each other up. And also, if there's something that's bothering you, or if there's something that you want to bring up, communicate and talk about it right away, because stuff does build up with anything, business, with relationships, with
Yeah. I know this sounds tough, and I'm reading I'm getting sucked into watching all your amazing comments coming in. But I want to tell you that we repeat this a lot, because we went to, and one of our first dates was going to UPW. Tony's like, bring her up, I want to meet her. We went to San Jose. He's like, bring her up, I want to meet her.
Wow.
We went and hung out with Tony, and then went to UPW, and Tony said something that I had heard him say a lot of times. And she heard it for the first time. And I remember her looking at me and go, "Oh my God, babe, can we just do that forever?" And he said, "What if you treated the end of the relationship like the beginning of the relationship, there'd be no end." Right? And that was all Tony said. And then her and I went and had dinner and we're talking about it. And
think about that every day, I think.
Yeah, think about how
Think
deep
about it all the
of a conversation you could have for hours about that. Like, I don't have to say anything else. If I just told you that, because if you think about it, I don't know if it was 5 years ago, 21 years ago, 35 years ago, think about the first 90 days of your relationship. Could the person do anything wrong? Like, literally, right? I joke. I know I've said this, if you guys have ever heard me say this, but it's like, first 90 days of a relationship, you're eating a sesame seed bagel and there's a seed right here in her tooth. You're like, "Oh, it's so cute, that little seed in her tooth or in his tooth." Fast forward like 6 years when you kept score and have animosity, like, "Oh my God, if he has another effing seed in his tooth, I'm gonna kick him out the car." Like what changed? Like, what changed, right? Like, stuff just built, right? Or like, "I never noticed that he slurps his milk when he eats cereal." Right? That's not the slurping of the
But
milk.
it's also not that other person, but it's also what we do in the first 90 days. Like,
Exactly.
we, dress up a little nicer. We just put ourselves forward in a lot better fashion. It's not always about, we're so quick to blame the other person, but first change yourself and keep, keep yourself the way you were when you first met that person, because that's what attracted him in the first place too, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. And my whole point is, you gave each other, and I'd love for you to write this down, and I know we're going to be giving something else away here in a moment, and I'll bring somebody up. But here's the word that just came to my heart is, what if you just spent the next 90 days and you had more grace, and you gave more grace, right? What if the next 90 days, when something that has evolved to bug you, you decided to make it cute? What if it's really hard because you're saying right now, some of you are saying, "Yeah, Dean, but you don't understand what I've been through. He did this or she did that, and it's built, and it's really hard for me to be nice." But this is your life anyway. Listen, some of you have been planning your escape for a decade. And don't tell me I'm not lying. You've been planning your escape for 10 years, for 5 years. You're in it because of the kids. You're in it because you don't feel like splitting up the assets. I'm not trying to be mean here. I lived it. I understand it. I was so petrified for my kids in my previous marriage. I knew for 8 years that it was over. I lived in a different room for 4. I'm just transparent. I'll say it in front of my wife. But I was so scared for the wrong reasons. And I am not an advocate of divorce. For me, it was the right thing. And I got to grow, become a better man, become a better husband, or become a better husband to her, a better leader to my team, a better father to my children. But not because I ignored it, not because I looked the other way. I had to face that fear. So we could talk about a lot of stuff today, but I hope one thing, take what serves you today and throw the rest away. That's what I'm going to share. But what I hope today serves you the most is, no matter where you are, alone, and you're dying for a relationship, but you still have that belief up from the past one who screwed you over, you got to let that shit go and find a way forward. In a relationship, you've been planning your escape. What about spending the next 90 days like it was the first 90? You know, the best advice Tony gave someone, we came back from dinner, someone stands up and says, "I'm out, my relationship," he was talking about his wife, "She's disconnected, she doesn't serve, she doesn't believe in my dreams, she doesn't believe in personal development like I do." And, he had this compelling argument. Tony, of course, made him feel like a total shit because his wife wasn't there to defend himself. So he was like, Tony was taking the wife's side, and it was amazing. But Tony said, "But do you know, you've been in it for a long time, but do you know, could this be the one?" And then he broke him down and he started crying on how he really loved her. And long story short, and this is advice I'll share with you guys, Tony said, "Why give up today? How about, could you commit to 90 days? You've been in it for 9, 10, 20 years, whatever he was." He said, "Can you commit to 90 days? And he said, "Yeah." He said, "How about this? Go home and romance her and be the human you were in your first 90 days. He said, in the first 90 days when you were dating her and you were at dinner, where did you look? Did you look at your phone, or did you look in her eyes? When you saw her, when she walked in the room, could you not wait till she came up to you so you could hug her, kiss her, embrace her?" He said, "Yes." And Tony went through 5 or 6 things. What about on your way to your house? Were you singing songs, thinking about this? He went through this and he started smiling. And he said, "But what if she doesn't change?" He goes, "Well, then you know. then you know, then maybe it's over. You're saying it's already over, but what if you just didn't, he didn't use these words, but the way I interpret it is, what if you just didn't keep score for the next 90 days? What if you went all in? What if you didn't keep, what if you let go of the old animosities and those things and you got to see? And at the end of the 90 days, maybe you pierce their heart on a whole nother level and you start getting back what you gave. And I just think that's some of the best advice you could possibly give. What do you got to say about that?
I love it. Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay.
Now to the giveaway.
Yeah, and then we're going to bring somebody up. Who in here, raise your hand if you'd like to chat with Lisa and I and ask us any questions about your relationship or our relationship. All right. How about Dawn looked a little, we're going to do Dawn and then maybe Laura. Dawn, you were like hesitant to raise your hand, so then I want to pick you. Dawn Kepler, let's pull her up. Mike, you can do that. In the meantime, we're going to give away a Power Beats headset. It sounds awesome. I don't even know what it is, but I know Power Beats. And it's going to go to Sean Herbert. Congratulations to Sean Herbert.
Yay.
See, I told you, you guys literally have to do nothing to win stuff today. Nothing. Just be here. Steven, I see you smiling. Just got to be here, man. That's it. Just got to be here. So congratulations, Sean. Mike, can you pull up Dawn Kepler? She's in a blue-sleeved shirt. Hey, Dawn, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thanks for tuning in today.
Yeah. So my question is, I am now back in the dating world.
Okay.
So looking for some advice in trying to get past those old patterns and thoughts and just trying to get back out there and find that right one for me. How did you do it?
You want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
Let me just share something really quick. So starting fresh is also an amazing chance to recreate yourself and be who you want. And I would say you will attract, good or bad, you will attract whoever you are. So I would say the first thing to do is, think of who you want to be. Write down your pros and cons of the person that you are, the do's and the don'ts of who you want for your future relationship. And also see how you fit with that and how you match with that. Like, there's a person that you want that does X, Y, and Z. Is he attracted to someone like you? And okay, maybe I, want to be more into personal growth or whatever you can. But I would say if you work on yourself first, the right person will come to you, because your energy will be so attractive and so positive that anybody would want to be your friend or want to date you.
Yeah, I would say that's great advice. There's a couple of things. What Lisa just said is so powerful. She glanced over it quick, but it's something her and I had both done prior to meeting each other. And I would literally, if you're out there, who's single and who's single on here, right? So what I would say is make a list, like literally get a piece of paper, draw a line down the center of it like this, and just say on one side like an absolute must and unacceptable. So a must and unacceptable, not like I kind of like and I kind of don't like. It's like an absolute must, and this is absolutely unacceptable. So I'm going to tell you two things here. This is the first one. Then we're going to go deeper. When I wrote this down, I literally wrote down everything, what was a must. Like, I wrote down, I love being a dad, and my kids are everything to me, just like anybody here that's a parent. I know you love your kids as much as I love mine. And I was a child of divorce, and it wasn't fun. And my parents were married 9 times, but my parents hated each other. Lisa and I got married a few years ago, and when we flew to Italy to get married, I had to fly my parents on separate planes and put them in a separate hotel. They got divorced 49 years ago, and I still couldn't put them in the same place, even close to each other, right? So I know what it's like. So literally on my must, I said, I must be with a woman that will love my kids as much as I do. And that's a really tough one. Who the hell would think you could find that? I must have someone that works on growing as a person. And I wrote down all these musts. And I also wrote things that were unacceptable. It was unacceptable if, she was someone that was confrontational or didn't want to treat my kids like her own. I made a pretty detailed list. When I looked at my list, I have to tell you, I was like, I'm probably going to be single for a long time. I mean it. But what I did is I stayed true to it. I dated a few times. I went out and had dinner, but nothing. And all of a sudden, literally, because I looked at that every day, because I would suggest write it down and look at it every day. I literally found Lisa, and I still have the list. Everything on the must is my wife. Everything that was unacceptable isn't my wife. Now that's kind of the tactical. Now we got to go upstream a little bit. Is if you bring some of the old crap into the new crap, you'll replicate it. Why is it that second marriages have an even greater, like 50% more chance of failing? Because what people think is if I replace the old relationship with this new person, I will be better again, and you won't. If there were things, have the nerve, right? And I'm not saying, we'd be here for hours if I dug into why, right? But have the nerve to look at past relationships and think, what part did I play in that? Like I had to do that I became a better human because I looked and said, okay, this didn't work out, but what part did I play? There was things from my childhood and not allowing me to really dig in, and not like there was a whole bunch of stuff that I brought that was wrong. I had to work on me because I didn't want to carry that over to her. I would just repeat the same stuff, and that wasn't acceptable to me. I'd also, if you got hurt or someone was unfaithful or someone did you wrong, that sucks. And that can build a wall that you don't even realize. You put a fence around your heart, and then you put a moat outside the fence, and then you put bombs on the other side, and you're wanting love while simultaneously you're pointing guns, and you got a wall up, right? Mm-hmm. I would just say that it's unfortunate that shit happens like that, and it's sad. And I'm sorry, and I know it hurts. But if you carry any of that with you over the line into your new future, then when that right person is there, you might not see it, and you might hold back. So the advice I'd say is make that list. But then I would write down some things that if you were starting all over, I love what Lisa said. You get to reinvent yourself. You don't have to be the person you were before. You get to be the person you want to be for the next 50 years. Like, write down, who do I want to be for the next 50 years? What values do I want to have for the next 50 years? What do I want to be known for the next 50 years? Who am I when no one's watching for the next 50 years? And just lean into that person, because that's who you'll attract. You don't have to be someone else for somebody, right? And then I'd also, like I said, I'd also dig into whatever went sideways, because it's really easy. I see this in business all the time, and probably a lot of you can remember this. Like, people will go into business and it'll fail. And it'll fail for a certain reason, and then they're never going into business again because business is painful, you lose your money, you go broke. But maybe they had the wrong guidance. Maybe they went in the wrong business. Maybe they had the wrong partner. We must be more specific in what went wrong, identify it, and not do it again. Does that help?
That is very helpful. Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you.
Who did I say was it? Who was the other person I called? Was it Lauren? No. Oh, I forget. All right. No, it was Laura. Laura, you with the hat on. Let's pull up Laura. How you doing, Laura? It'll take just a moment for Mike to fit. There you are. How's it going? Can you see us okay? I think you're on mute. If you just unmute yourself.
I did.
There you go. How's it going? We can hear you.
Good. Good.
So what question do you have?
I don't know if it's really a question. I guess I appreciate everything that you've said. My husband and I have a really good relationship. We're both divorced. We have 5 daughters between us. We've been through a lot of struggles recently as we both have lost parents this year. And I think that has brought us some challenges, I would say, in that the support that we've needed from each other has been a little bit different. He's used to being the fix-it, and he's kind of needed me more on the supportive end of things. So I think he's not used to that. And I think he was surprised at how much I could be there for him, whereas I was not surprised at where I stood in the relationship. So listening to you guys and how you support each other, I think, as you said, men tend to kind of sit back and want to just fix everything and do everything, and they maybe don't let their wives do as much or appreciate maybe what they can do. And that's really what I have found this year. So I don't know how to translate that into a question or.
Yeah, well, first off, and I see everybody saying sorry for your losses this year, Laura. And you're getting a whole bunch of love from everybody.
Thank you so much.
That is a really hard one. If your husband is the one that's used to being, and listen, women, just so you know, ladies, I want you to know that we know sometimes that you kind of step back and let us pretend like we're the heroes when you could have figured it out on your own, okay? And it's kind of cool that you guys allow us to do it. Look at all the girls laughing, because you guys know, like you do, like, and subconsciously we know that you do, but we're men, we gotta be like Tarzan, we gotta do it. It's like, but with that, when it really gets down to when things are hard, it's hard for a guy to admit. It just, and again, I'm not trying to rationalize it. I'm not trying to put every guy in the same bucket. I'm talking about high level. You just watch, right? That we want to solve things. We want to protect. We want to get things done. And it's like, no, babe, I got this, right? And I'd love to hear your perspective, because I know I do this with you sometimes too. But all I know is it takes a lot sometimes to step back, even for me. And especially marrying this woman who's like, she gets everything done. Like, I'm used to doing so much that if I just say one thing, she'll just figure out the solutions and get it done. And I love that. Well, simultaneously, sometimes it's like there's some kind of innate thing in here that makes it almost feel like I'm talking, as your question was hard, the answer is hard. I'm not the relationship expert. I'm sharing my life experience. There's a big difference, right?
Right.
But I have to tell you, we have to get accustomed to it, because internally, if I let her do too much and handle too much, can I be honest with you, and something I've never said to her, internally I kind of feel like a little bit of a failure. Like I didn't do my job.
That's what he said.
Like, how can I let this woman handle that burden, or I don't want to put weight on her shoulders. If our business went sideways and I lost all my money, I probably wouldn't even tell her. I'm like, that's on my shoulders. That's me, right? Someone breaks in the house. I don't care if I'm going to get shot. It's me, right? Something's up with our kids. I'll handle it. Someone's sick in the family. I got it, babe. Let me go handle it. And when I put that on her sometimes, even though she handles it probably better than me, I feel like I'm kind of letting my woman down. It's this innate thing. So my advice to that is I would talk to him about it, and I'd let him know that he's doing an amazing job, and he always has, and that you appreciate the opportunity to shine as well, right? And say we've been there for each other. And I think there's this harmonious balance. She does this to me sometimes, like I'll say something and I'll repeat it to her, because I'm just used to that, because I handle everything, because I'm taking this important thing off my plate and I put it over here, and I'm used to doing it. And I'll tell you what I do. I'm like, oh, like I want to go do it, even though I know she's capable. Like I keep wanting to grab for it. And if I say to her sometimes, babe, do you have that water bottle? She's like, babe,
I'm like,
you asked me. You asked me once. I got this. Or better yet, she'll reach over and grab it and go, babe, I'm going to handle this one. And every time, still to this day, so I understand what your husband feels, I'll be like, oh, wait a minute. Okay. It's like, it's the weirdest thing. But I think because we communicate about it and talk about it, it really helps. I don't know, what's your perspective on that?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think what you said is perfect. And I would have said the same thing too. Just communicate and tell him he's doing a great job.
Yeah,
and
listen,
then the conversation will flow from there. And then he'll show you, he might tell you, like what Dean said, I don't like that, it's on you. And you can say, I get it. I know, and but right now this is our what life threw at us, and let's handle it together. And
I have to also say, again, I'm not putting all men in the same bucket, but we're pretty damn simple. Like, we're kind of like a dog, like a loyal Labrador. Like all you got to do sometimes is be like, you're the most amazing husband in the world. Thank you for all you do for this family. It's like, oh, okay, I'm in a good mood. Like, that's all. That's like, it's like everything could be upside down, and literally she'll say to me, babe, I see the way you work, and no one sees the way you work, and I see the things you handle. She's like, I see the stuff that you handle for people that no one knows you're doing, and I just want to let you know I'm proud of you and I love you. She says that, it's like, I walk down the hall like kind of skipping, like, what was I worried about? It's all gone. My wife thinks that I'm handling shit. Woo, woo. So I hope that helps. I didn't mean to make it light, and it might be more serious than that, but it is definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing.
Yeah, no, you're perfect. That's exactly how we handle things. We talk about it, we try and point it out with each other. But, what you were talking about earlier was exactly what we've been dealing with. So I appreciate
awesome.
it.
Thank you. Let's give it up for Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Somebody asked, and we have other questions here, and we'll bring some more people up. Oh, we have another thing to give away. We're giving away an iPad. Damn, these guys are spending my money today. Brian Walker, you got an iPad coming your way. Let's give it up for Brian for doing absolutely nothing but showing up today. And remember, we are giving a car away today. If you're just joining us, we're giving away a car. Legit. Like, I feel like it should be even a bigger celebration. I mean, we're so glad you're joining us. We're giving a car away today.
I can't believe that it's not a bigger
and all these other stuff. And remember, write this down. When you're done today, go take The Better Life. Go to thebetterlife.com. It is a 30-day challenge. It's like 2.5 minutes a day. Again, it's free, not kind of free. It's free. But it's powerful. It's little shifts you can make each day. And it's cool because it's a challenge. You can get your friends involved. You could send the link to your buddy and say, hey, let's do this challenge together. It's 30 days. There's little assignments. I came up with this about a half a decade, 7 years ago. I just thought you know the saying, has anybody ever heard the saying, little hinges swing a big door? You guys ever hear that? I love that saying because it's so powerful, because the older we get, the more we realize it's not the big things that change your life. It's the little things, right? It's like you hear your whole life. Your parents say to you when you're little, you are the sum total of the friends you hang out with. Make sure you hang out with the right people. Like, oh, whatever. And then you're in your 20s. Somebody says to you, you want to be more positive. You want more money in your life, and your 5 friends are broke. You want a better relationship. Your 4 friends are single, and they're out partying every weekend, and you want to be in a real relationship. It's like who you surround yourself with is who, and you're in your 20s, like, and all of a sudden you get to your 40s and 50s, and you go, wow, who I hang around with is really important, right? It's like, I tell my kids, we call it focus on the fix. Something goes sideways, I teach my kids, you can complain about it, you can blame, you can worry about it happening, or you can focus all your energy on how to learn from it and how to solve it, right? It's these little things, and you're like, oh yeah, whatever, Dad. My kids are like, yeah, whatever, Dad. I know there's gonna be a point in their life where they're gonna go, oh crap, if I just focused on a solution, I wouldn't be so stressed. If I lived in the present, if I protected my confidence, if I took uncomfortable action, if I was grateful in the morning, like all these little things are the little hinges that you get to a certain point in your life, or I hope you get to. That would be my absolute wish for all of you. You realize, holy crap, it is the little things. It's not the big things. It's the little tiny things that add up, and that's what gives us success. And that's the reason I created The Better Life, is because I knew it was the little things that add to the big things. So I picked 30 of my favorite little hacks that have allowed me to be happy and successful in life. And I filmed them. They're like 2.5 minutes long. And I say, today, and I give a little hack of what to do that particular day, and then go do it. And what my goal is, I don't think all 30 will stick in your life, but what if 5 stuck? And then 6 months later, do the challenge again. And what if 3 stuck, right? So that was the whole goal of it. It's a couple of minutes a day. It's really powerful. It's The Better Life. And this next, we give away prizes every month. At the end of the year, this year, we're going to give away cash, because even though we're giving away a car to someone today, a lot of people in this crazy world are saying, I'd rather just have the money, so we'll give away some money. Okay, here's one, and then I'm gonna get to another question that came in, but somebody asked, sometimes you get frustrated over something, you get aggravated. I know I do. I could have a bad day and something go wrong, and I'll be short, or we don't really fight like in the terms, I don't know the definition of fight, but we've definitely disagreed. I've probably been a jerk. That happens. But when it does, what if you were the one that had the nerve to do something to change the state of the other person? It is the hardest and easiest, the most difficult and most rewarding thing on the planet. If you could have the nerve to change the state, because it is easy. I know my brain goes down this road where I can get in a bad space, and it's like, then everything bad that could possibly happen all at once gets dumped into my brain. It's like overload, and it gets bigger, and I could turn into like, if I wanted to, I could turn into like a total jerk really fast, right? And whoever has the nerve and the ability to change a state is just the brilliant one in the relationship. Like, she's the best at it. She's the best at it. We'll be in a heated, not heated, but like something serious that went sideways, and literally she'll just laugh or joke or make fun of me or just like do something that completely changes your state, right?
Hug you and kiss you.
Oh yeah, literally I'll be like, but babe, I thought we were gonna, and she's like, oh, like, no, I wanna be mad right now. Would you stop it? Like, and then all of a sudden it's impossible. So I would say, how do you interrupt a pattern? And if you've never done it before, you want to see your other half freak out? Holy shit. Kevin, I see you smiling there, right? Like, you see your other half will freak out if you're the one that just does it out of the blue. Like, something went sideways, someone's late, and you're like, I can't believe you're late again. And then, like, and then just totally shift the energy, and it anchors in a whole nother level of you. I know when we do that, like, literally
It's
it anchors
hard,
in.
but
It's like,
when you do it, it's like there's that, and honestly, there's nothing more important than my relationship. And so, if there's anything, I know it's something so petty, and it's just a miscommunication. So I'm like, anyway, babe, let's change the subject. Like, what are we gonna have for lunch? Like, let's, And so it definitely keeps you from going into a bad path.
who else would like to ask a question? Anything, nothing too personal. Who would like to ask a question? Are you guys all afraid? I don't get to see everybody. There's hundreds and hundreds, and I get to see.
Marlene.
Okay, let's do Virginia, because I saw her waving, and then we'll get to her next. All right, Virginia. She looks like it's hard to tell. I can't tell. It looks like you're in a wine room or something, but it's not. Oh, now I can see. Oh, theater background.
Theater.
Got it. How you doing?
I'm doing great, and I'm so happy and so excited to be here. I wish I could ask you a million questions, but I'm been married for 23 years.
Congratulations.
And I love being romantic and, being swept off my feet and all that, doing fancy stuff. But my husband doesn't. And there is my dilemma. How do you help your husband or wife be a little more romantic without having to tell him exactly what to do?
That's for you. I think that's for you. That's a good one. That's a really good question.
So here's what happens, right? I believe you married 23 years, right?
Yes.
We get in a hypnotic rhythm of life, right? Like we get used to, we get in a groove. How old is your husband?
Oh, he's actually 4 years younger than me. He's
nice, robbing the cradle.
50.
Okay.
So now I gave away my age.
Okay. Well, you look amazing.
Thank you.
So here's what I'd say. What does he like? What's something, if you said, what's something that he likes?
He loves to play guitar.
Okay. What else?
Likes to watch football, I guess.
Okay. Play the guitar and football. Okay. Does he like watch people? Does he like watching people play the guitar?
No.
Doesn't like going out,
Well,
just...
I guess sometimes he does to learn more techniques and stuff like that, yes.
Here's what I'm thinking. I know this sounds crazy, and I know the man is supposed to do it. But what if we took that whole don't keep score thing? And what if you designed a night that would blow his mind? Now, I don't know, depending, where do you live in the country?
San Antonio, Texas.
Okay, so Texas, you're the wild, wild west like Arizona. There's nothing ever closed here. We can't get people to wear masks. Like, I'm not saying, and I'm not debating on either side, so nobody beat me up. I'm not even going to tell you what I believe. Maybe I don't believe anything. I'm just telling you, I live in Arizona. Nothing changed, nothing closed, like nothing. And we go to California in the middle of it, and it was like everything was shut down, nobody around, ghost town. So, you know, it could be somewhere in the middle. But what if you designed a night that was all about him? You doing what you wished he would do. You wish that he would figure out what your favorite thing is and say, honey, tonight, just go get beautiful. Go put on your best dress. Go put on your high heels. Put makeup on. I got the night dialed.
She's like, yes.
Right? I know that's the wish. But what if you turn the tables on him? What if you found the type of guitar player that he likes in a place that's socially distancing or whatever? And if he likes football, you go to you start off at a sports bar, you watch a little game, you have a couple cocktails, if you drink over, and you get in the guitar, you go to the place where there's the guitar, and maybe you talk to the guy, maybe you do something really special and find a place that he could jump up on stage and play, or something that's his magical night. And you don't do it when you're done, go, well, I did this for you, now it's your turn. You just did it. Mm-hmm. What if you just did it? And at the end of the night say, that's because we've been together 23 years and I love you and I hope you had some smiles on your face tonight. What if he just did that? Again, I know the opposite is it would be great if he had his all planned. What's that? Okay, sorry. Oh, I have to talk in your microphone.
Okay.
I'm going to plug that back in. But I think if you could lean into what you know he likes, and 23 years, you know more than that, right? From the card that you write him that night, right? You write him a card that kicks off the letter. If you drink or not, you'd know. If you did, you'd know the wine or the beer that he likes, right? And again, I see you feeling a little emotional about this. I know you wish that he was thinking that through your lens, but what I'm hoping for you is that he goes, holy crap, look at this woman. I love her so much. I should be doing this for her. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What are you thinking?
I think he would love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know it's not I know it's, and I guess that goes back to that keeping score thing. And I don't mean keeping score in a bad way. I just, and I'm, I might say it a lot, but I really have to give a lot of credit to my dear friend Tony and his wife Sage, because they really helped us see that even on a deeper level. It's what we do, but every time we get to hang out with them, it goes even deeper. We had dinner with them last weekend in Florida, and they love each other. 22 years in, they love each other just incredible amounts. And I watched Sage. She helped soften Tony on a whole nother level. Tony's a good man, and he's been a good man for a long time, but she took his empathy and compassion and love to a whole nother level. It's because that woman, she just loves him to death, but she gave him so much where on the outside, and here's something I want to share with everyone. The way this woman loves me, I know for a fact that some of her girlfriends probably see how she takes care of me, how she loves me, how she's all about me. I guarantee some of them are like, Lisa, relax. You're giving him so much of you. You've shifted your life for him. You do all this stuff for him. But because she does that, there's nothing I wouldn't do for this woman. Nothing. Nothing I wouldn't do for this woman, right? But she opened my heart on a whole nother level. And it's a really hard thing because when you're keeping score, you might say, you want me to do all this stuff for my husband when he hasn't taken me? I'm not saying you. You might be thinking, he hasn't taken me on a date in 6 years. No. When he takes me on a date, then I'll do that shit for him, right? That's.
You know what's another, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
You know what's another really great thing is the love language. You know, his love language might be different than your love language. And it's really fun. You can make it into something really fun to discover what your love languages are. And he might not even really know. Like some people, You know, if I ask my mom, like, Mom, do you know about, the 5 love languages and like what they are? She'll be like, wait, what? And then when you start educating people on that and teaching them, they're like, oh, how fun. I want to know what my love language is. And then that opens up his eyes without you having to say, well, you. He can see, oh, wow, this is my characteristics. I don't know how to express myself well. Or I thought we were great because we're always spending time together at the house. So it's just good I think that's a really big one, the love languages.
I hope that helps.
And if I could make one more comment, I think his problem is that he is a worrywart. So he's always worrying about this and the other things he can't control, and doesn't take time to enjoy life and enjoy, the family sometimes too, and enjoy our relationship, because he's always worrying. So I think that takes a lot away from us and our relationship. And I think that's why he doesn't take time to love himself and enjoy what we have because of that. So I think that's,
and we can all,
this is focus.
Who's been on that path before where you can't see you can't see a compelling future, right? If you don't have a compelling future, you're in a very bad place, right? Because when you don't have a compelling future, all you look is at what went wrong with the past, and you predict that more of that'll go bad in the future, right? And not an easy thing. Now, you follow me, you're here today. Has he ever done anything in personal growth or anything like that?
Yes, he listens and he looks at videos. He's probably heard of you too, but he usually doesn't want to do, this kind of stuff where they can see him.
So do you think if you challenged him to listen to a book together, if you took him out on this fancy date night, okay, and when he says, thank you, say, you know what, you could do one thing for me. Could we listen to a book together? And we'll take the next 6 weeks and we'll listen to it together. Let's do it in your time, my time. And then once a week we'll get together. And that could be your date night. Once a week we'll get together and talk about it. Would you do that for me? Do you think he would do it?
I think so. Yeah.
I got a really simple book for you. It's old school, and I could give you a million recommendations, but I love Dale Carnegie's book, How to Stop Worrying and How to Start Living.
Oh, that would be awesome.
It is so simple. It's old school. I would have that date and then ask him to do that one thing for you, and then get together once a week and say, what'd you listen to? Chapter 5, 6, and 7, what did that mean to you? What was your biggest takeaways? And it's just really simple. It's the simplest. I love that book for that reason. So I hope that helps.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
God
You're
bless
welcome.
you. Thank you.
Marlene, let's get to Marlene. Let's pull her up next. And I know we got a bunch of other great questions coming in. You guys liking this today? You glad you spent a little time with us? All right, we got more prizes. I'm sure they're going to spend more of my money here. So we got more prizes coming. We'll be giving a car away here today. We still have plenty of time. Hey, Marlene, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Do you hear me?
We can.
Okay. So I have 2 questions, and I would love both of your perspectives on it.
Mike, could you turn Marlene up a little bit so I can hear her? It's not you. We got to just turn it up here. Okay, go ahead.
Do you hear me better?
I can.
Okay. So I have 2 questions, and I would love both of your perspectives on the question. I am a single mother of a 2-year-old, and I'm a single woman. I run 4 separate businesses, and I'm very, very busy. It is hard for me to find the time to be able, one, to start dating. And I have also noticed that sometimes men are a little intimidated by the fact that I am very independent. So how do I even deal with that? How do I help? No.
All right, so can I go first, or you want to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
But remember yours, or do you have an answer? Do you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so 2 things I would share. One, so I'm going to come at it probably a little pragmatic to start. And one is, believe me, I know what it's like to have a baby, you have a 2-year-old, we have a 1-year-old, right? And we have each other and we have help, and it's still like, and simultaneously you're running running multiple businesses. Like,
It's a lot.
holy crap, right? But here's what I would say is there's still time in there for you, and you deserve love. I just want you to know right now, you deserve love. Like, I know sometimes you probably think, no, I got to handle this. It's okay, you'll park it. Seriously, like right now, you deserve love. So know that, okay? If you deserve it, then you need to take a moment and look at your week and decide what's got to go. Literally analyze your week and the things you do during the week. I guarantee there's something in that week. There's an hour here, a half hour here, even if you got to accumulate minutes and you want to stop, you can give me that mic. You want to stop doing certain things, from being online, the stuff that's not productive, to certain friends that are negative in your life, to certain habits. Like, I would literally audit your week and I would find 4 to 5 hours a week that is yours. You still can be the most amazing mom in the world. You could still be the most amazing leader in the world. You could still be, as my wife says, a boss babe. Like, you could still be a freaking boss, and you could get your shit done and move the needle and be that strong, independent woman. You could do all that, and at the same time, you could find 4 to 5 hours a week that are yours. So I would encourage you to find that time and make it yours. Secondly, as a single mom of a 2-year-old, when COVID comes and kind of wipes out so many of our lives and we got to start over and start fresh, as a woman who steps up, as a man, a woman, but steps up to take control of your family, have money come in when it wasn't, to be a badass mom and to be a leader, sometimes you did it, but don't forget that your power is in your femininity, right? Because what happens, you have to kind of step up, and I don't mean men versus women, but you step up and I'm not saying you are, but sometimes we could step up in our masculinity. Like, I got to take ownership of this. The relationship didn't work out, so I have to be in control. The money's not there because COVID came and I lost my job. I got to be in control. And what happens is you get so much control that you forget to be the amazing feminine woman that you are, to let yourself just breathe and go on a date and just not have to be the boss or the leader. Does that make sense? Because right now you are the boss. And sometimes it's good just to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to be able to just be, but I find it a little difficult, especially because I'm a single mother of one little baby, and if I don't provide, nobody will. So I kind of feel like I can't lean back. I want to. That's why I'm asking, like, how do I even begin?
But what if you just gave yourself a timeout for like 4 hours a week where you can lean back a little? I'm not saying lean back all the time. You got momentum. You're kicking ass, girl. I wouldn't stop you for nothing. Like, don't dare stop. I'm not telling you to take a back seat. I'm saying a few hours a week. Give time to just be that woman that just is looking for the right connection. Because here's the thing. Here's the best part. You don't need a man. You're just fine. You want to attract a man in your life if it's a 1 + 1 = 4, not just to have someone in your life. I can tell, I mean, we all want passion, we all want connection, but I can tell you're an incredible mom, you love your baby. We've had the chance to talk before and another time, so I know a little bit about your history. I know what a badass you are in so many ways. I'm just saying maybe a few hours a week you give yourself permission to just let your foot off the gas. Just a few hours a day. Or a few hours a week.
I think what you said is exactly just so right, so perfect. And like Dean said, give yourself permission. And even if it's just one day a month that you want to go out with, even like your girlfriends, sometimes that's how you end up meeting a guy when you're out and about, but be yourself. And I know that right now your priority is your baby and your business. And that speaks volumes. There's somebody out there, exactly. And I know you said sometimes men are intimidated by that. And that's fine. That's not the right person for you. There's someone out there that's looking for someone just like you.
Yeah, I have to tell you, when I first met Lisa, I loved the fact that she had her own business and she kicked ass.
I run into that problem too. A lot of people were intimidated or just thought I worked too hard or assumed that everything that I had was because, you know, a guy got it for me or whatever. It was just really interesting being a single woman out there and, you know,
Can I tell you what? I got to tell you guys all something that no one knows. I've never shared this before. On our first Christmas together, I bought Lisa a really nice purse, right? And I never had bought it. Like, I didn't even know purses could be that expensive, if you want to know the truth. And she had a whole bunch of them that she bought herself. And I go to the store, I'm like, oh, she's got one like that. That's new. I'll take that one. And they were like, it's this. I'm like, is there money inside of it? What do you mean? Like, so I buy her this purse and I give it to her for Christmas. And she is such a like independent woman, right? That she opens it and she's like, babe, oh my God. Do you know what the first thing she said to me was? Babe, I'm going to give you the money back for this. Like at Christmas.
Oh, like, take it back.
She's like, you can take it back or I'll give you the money for it. I'm like, babe, I never really had people give somebody a present and they want to give me the money for it, right?
But and I've never been in that position where someone gave me that. So I wasn't like, oh, thanks. You know, I was like, I don't know what to do with this thing. Like, yeah.
But the reason I'm saying that, though, is
that's funny.
I want to tell you, Lisa was a strong, independent woman, handling her own stuff, helped finance a lot of her family and take care of her family and stuff. And I had met people that had known Lisa when I first started dating her, and some people said, oh, she's not the marrying type. She's got her business, she's kicking ass, she's doing this, she wants to grow this, she's got this business going on. Like, the perception from the outside, and here's the other thing I want to tell you, and I want everybody to hear this. I think, if I look back, Lisa's perception was that she didn't have time for a man, that she was growing her business. That was her perception, right? And then we got together for the right reasons and all that crap went out the window, right? And I got to meet even a different Lisa where business is important to her, but our love is first.
And family.
And family. So there might be under that shell of what you had to create, know if you make a little time for you, because you deserve it, there's another version of you for the right man. Yes. And if a man's intimidated or wants to blow off what you're doing and make what he's doing important or thinks it's not, then he ain't the right man. Mm-hmm. He's not man enough for you.
And you're smart to know right away, so you're not going to be wasting your time. You'll know that right away if it's good or if it's not. And our intuition's so amazing, it never fails us. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, can I have those journals?
Yep.
We're going to give away some journals. So who's got a Better Life journal already? Anybody got a Better Life? There's a whole bunch of you raising hands. These are like the most killer journals in the world because they're ours. No, it's not just a journal. I'm not selling you this right now. Well, kind of. I hope you get. And there we go. We got Tammy.
Yay.
We got a bunch of people holding their journals up. I'm sharing this because we're giving it away. That's why we got a whole bunch of people are getting them. But the reason I love this journal is because I've been journaling for 2 decades. And there's a way I journal that I think makes me more productive than anyone on the planet. And that's what this journal does. It kind of gives you my lessons, and it gives you a video on how I journal. And I don't mean journal like at night, just journaling about your day. To me, I call it outcome journaling. Like, how do you get more done in a day? How do you track what's working in your life and what's not working in your life? How do you track the things that you should be doing that move the needle in your life? Like, the things that people don't realize. We're all busy. Every single one of us are probably the same amount busy. But why do some people get more shit done that actually brings success and happiness in their life, while other people are running on a treadmill? So what you gotta ask yourself is, are you running on a treadmill or are you walking up a ladder, right? There's treadmill entrepreneurs. There's people like, you're running, I'm doing everything, I'm going 100 miles an hour, but you're not really getting anywhere. And this journal really has, this way I journal has really made a difference in my life. And then every couple of weeks, there's a special page. Oh, you can't see, it's too bright. I can't. Anyway, there's a special page that today, this week, this month, gives you a really great process. Long story short, it's a killer journal, and we're giving away journals to, ready? John White, Michelle Moore, Angel Martinez, and Amanda Robb will reach out to you, and all of you will be getting the Better Life Journal. And if you want a journal, you can go to deansjournal.com. But I think that's at the Better Life. So, but either way, it's a kick-ass journal. You'll absolutely love it. We have some cool colors too. We got yellow, burgundy, and there's one other color.
White.
Oh, there's a white one too.
My favorite.
Yeah, white is your favorite.
Actually, I go through phases.
I go through phases as well. She gets to just go pick and have them. You're probably going to take those home today. Okay, and we got a $500 cash giveaway going to, can we get like a drum roll? I mean, $500 is pretty cool. See, I told you, we're not selling anything today. We're just giving $500 in cash is going to Mr. Gary Roberts. Let's give it up for Gary Roberts. I mean, this is what we thought about. How cool is it you just spend a couple hours having conversation about relationships, winning cool stuff, and then you get to watch somebody win a car here today. I mean,
you guys, the chances for you to win increase if you post and tag all, you know, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
Yeah, there's all kinds of cool ways.
The word out.
Yeah, I mean, just so you know, I'm going to take 2 minutes here and share something with you. I built the Better Life Challenge. That's why the Better Life Journal came. But I built the Better Life Challenge because there was just, listen, when you're online, there's a million, get rich in 5 minutes, fix your relationship in 5 minutes, you know, get in shape in 5 minutes. There's like just so much shit, for lack of a better word. People holding up $100,000 checks. I made this on my first deal. I've got the relationship of my life, and it's like all this stuff. And I just thought, why isn't anybody just creating something free and powerful to just give people the starting point to shift? And that's really where the thought of the Better Life Challenge came from. Like, it was just like, what can I create that some people, be honest, like my book here, Millionaire Success Habits. I know so many of you have it. I think it's one of the greatest books ever. Like, it's almost at 1 million copies. It's starting to go viral again. I can't believe it. Like, picked up again. People are going nuts over Millionaire Success Habits. Again, I wrote every word in this. I love this book. But even sometimes a book is intimidating to people, right? I see some of you holding it up. Thank you. But even a book is intimidating. When I was thinking to myself, it's like, God, it's just a book. Listen to it. Read it. Please, it'll change your life. That's why I push it so hard, right? Thank you, Satish. Appreciate you holding both up. So the reason I built the Better Life Challenge is like, okay, if someone doesn't even want to read a book, not even go to a course or come to one of my live events, what if I just created a free challenge? And if they don't want to watch 10 minutes of videos, what if I could do each challenge in under 3 minutes? So my challenge when I created it was, how do I create something in under 3 minutes a day, zero friction, zero cost, but really can move the needle? Because what I hope, let me just be completely transparent. What I hope is that, thank you, Mike. What I hope is that everybody, and we're going to do a big push to the Better Life, and what I'd say is get friends to go. Once you're in it, if you like it, make sure you get your friends to go. But what I hope is people get in there and it's the launching pad for more shifts in their life, right? If you take a couple of these habits and all of a sudden you put them in play and go, wow, life's getting better. I noticed this difference. This is shifting. So then maybe once you go through the challenge, let me be completely honest, what do I hope you do next? Like, you know what? Wow, this guy gave me 30 days for free and it was pretty badass. I'm going to get his book. And then you read the book and I can help you even more. And then you read the book and you go, oh, maybe I'll get in Dean's Inner Circle and I can help you even more. I mean, being transparent, that's why we did it. Is like, let's get people to see they can make shifts. And if they want to grow with us, they can. But in the meantime, you get the benefit of a killer site that really, oh, thank you guys for all the comments on the books. As a matter of fact, they're flashing on the screen. I'd love to show you. Mike, do you have that reel? Is that why you're flashing that on the screen? You can tell this is live. We have a quick, like, I think it's a 60-second video of people who've taken the Better Life Challenge, and it's flashed on the screen. Go ahead and play that. I'll be right back. We're going to give away some books.
Last 30 days have been a revolutionizing experience.
This challenge has helped me overcome doubt. You can change your life.
I have now rewritten my story and I'm super excited for what lies ahead.
I'm so excited for the commitment. I'm so excited for the change.
You can implement into your everyday life that will honestly set you up for nothing but success.
You can apply these same success habits to every area of your life.
It shifted the energy. It gave me empowerment. It made me realize, hey, I can do this.
It got me to take action on things that are really important that I maybe would have put off in the past.
I was able to not only intake a lot of the information, but I was also able to share it with a lot of people. that are close to me who are in similar situations.
It has really changed my perspective on a lot of things, personally, professionally, spiritually.
I want to invite you guys to take the challenge. It's absolutely completely free. There's no cost to it. It just takes a few minutes a day. Dean does not try to sell you on anything. He's just in it to really help you guys win it in your own lives. He's doing it all because he loves people and he wants to see people's lives changed and transformed.
Isn't that pretty cool? That's what we built. So I'm excited. And this year, like I said, we're going to give away a car today. And all someone did to win the car was enter the challenge, no cost. And I keep saying that because that's, in a lot of ways, you can't. If you're giving stuff away, some of the rules, I can't give away this stuff if I was charging, right? So it's got to be for everyone. So enter and then play full out. Take the challenges. Like, do the exercises. Tell friends. That's it, right? You help people. We get to spread the word, and you get to win cool stuff. And we're going to give away cash next year, but prizes every month. Okay, let's do one more question, and then we're going to give away an Amazon gift card, and we're going to give away Millionaire Success Habits. So next question, and babe, I know we got about 20 minutes, maybe less. So we're gonna keep going here. It says, how can I still be myself and go after my dreams when my spouse or people close to me don't believe in me or what I'm doing?
Well, I would say get rid of the people around you that don't believe in you and what you're doing. I know that's really hard, and I hear that actually firsthand from my own sister that has these amazing ideas and dreams, but you know, it's hard because the people that love you the most are always worried that you're going to fail or worry that you're going to be hurt along the way, and as a family member, you don't want to see that person going through that. But I would say, how could I believe in myself? When it comes to your spouse, gosh, I mean, sometimes, I tell Dean everything that I'm thinking of, any idea, my work, good or bad, I let him know. But sometimes, I don't know, maybe, you know, don't share all the struggles with your spouse until you maybe have a little bit momentum, I think. I don't know.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
I know every situation is different. For me, I work better if I'm open and honest, and that way we go back and forth, because also you help me in the areas that I'm struggling with work, as in like come up with solutions and so forth. But if you were, I'm just thinking, if you were negative Nancy and telling me not to work on something if I was going wrong, I might maybe not tell you a little bit of my business stuff and know that that is just not a place that we don't touch. I don't know.
Yeah, so
you probably have a better answer for that.
No. The only reason I have a better answer, babe, is, listen, is she doing amazing? This is not what she does every day of her life. This is what I do every single day. So can we give it up for Lisa Graziosi?
Thanks. I don't know how much to say, how little to say.
You can say whatever you want. This is like a big family.
I know this is your show, so I don't want to take anything.
No, babe. And Mike, could you bring me the paper on the winner of the car? It's not here, so I want to have that. Unless somebody, and I just heard the person who's winning the car happens to be on with us today, so pretty cool. Okay, that question, how can I still believe in myself and my dreams when my spouse and other people close to me don't believe in what I'm doing? I have to tell you, that might be the number one question I've heard in the last 2 decades. Look at all the great comments coming in. That might be the number one question I've heard in the last 2 decades of being in this space.
I hear that question all the time.
And here's what I have to say, is I know that the gut answer is just get rid of them. But sometimes it's your husband, it's your wife, it's your mom, right? It's your sister, right? We had an amazing woman on a couple weeks ago, one of our high-level groups, who's done incredible in her life, and now she's going into the knowledge industry. She's in our Tony Robbins and I course, the KBB course, and she's on her way, and her sister tells her every day that she's crazy for doing it, right? And it really broke my heart, because this woman's got everything it takes. Her sister has insecurities about it, so she's projecting them onto her, right? And it just happens over and over. So here's what my advice. I don't know if it's the best advice in the world, but in some cases, Lisa was right. You just got to keep some of it inside until you get momentum, right? That's one. 2 is, I love the saying, instead of don't hear what I'm saying, watch what I'm doing, right? 3rd is, really having that conversation, if it's somebody close to you that's always going to be in your life, of saying, hey, I love you for you. I need to do me. Like, if you love me, you don't have to support me. You don't have to believe in it. I got this on me. I'd love your support. I'd love that you care, but I'm doing this. This is not a question. This is not up for debate. I don't question when you do X, Y, Z. So this one's on me. And if I fail, I'll take that failure. I'll take that responsibility. But I need to do this for me. And if you love me, if you can't support me, then just step back, right? But here's another one. One is, especially when it's friends, just don't talk to them about it or become Teflon. I got to give you a little strategy here that I used. Sometimes we got to learn to deflect or find the conversation that puts them in a different state. Meaning, I'm going to give you an example. I'm thinking back in my own life. Who knows, there's someone in their life, if you tell them your dreams and goals, will give you the answer of like, oh my God, did you see the economy? Oh my God, did you see the president that we did have, or the president we do have now? Or do you see where the world's going? Or do you know inflation's going to come? Or no, that's for kids. That can't work. Oh my God, you're not a teacher. You're going to be in the knowledge industry. Do you know how to run an ad on Facebook? Like, who do you know? Raise your hand right now. And we got way more people behind us. Raise your hand right now if there's someone in your life, if you tell them your dreams with no filter, that will tell you why it probably won't work, right? That's the majority of everybody here, right? Here's the cool part. Don't tell them. You're not going to convince them with your words. You're not going to convince them with your actions. I have a friend since 5th grade. Now he's changed his tune a little. But for the first 25 years, every time because I never had a job. I never worked for anybody else. I cut firewood in high school. Right while I was still in high school, I'd buy wrecked cars, or I'd get wrecked cars, I'd fix them up and flip them. And I never worked for anybody else. So I was always the dreamer, right? I bought a big piece of property in my early 20s with no money down to subdivide it. And I had like no money. Thank God I found money and borrowed money. But everything I do, he'd be like, oh, dude, you're such a dreamer, man. That doesn't work. Guys like us don't make it. Where we came from, that's rich people. That's people that go to college. Everything I did, it was a story on why it's not going to work. Here's the cool part. Somehow we found a way. 44 years later from when I met him 44 years ago. We're still really good friends. But here's what I know. If I go tell him, hey, Tony Robbins and I are doing this new thing, to this day, he might still say, oh, dude, that's risking it too far, man. You're going to lose everything. I'm like, I feel like saying, dude, have you seen my track record? I'm kind of doing okay. Like, go to any bookstore. You see the book that you told me wouldn't work, right? You're in my 17,000 square foot house. Like, shit's kind of working, right? But I don't. You know what I figured out? Is that I love this guy. And that's his innate feeling. He thinks he's protecting his buddy. And do you know how I met this kid? Literally when I was in 5th grade, I moved to a new school. His dad knew my dad. And that's the only way I knew him. And I went to a new school and I was really small. 5th grade, I was like this big, right? No shit. Like the littlest kid you ever saw in your life. And worse yet, you want to know what my amazing mom did for me in 5th grade? You guys ready for this? She gave me a perm. Curly hair, this big, and I looked like a girl. Like literally, you go to the store and they'd go to my mom, oh, your daughter's beautiful. I'm like, I'm right here. I'm a boy. Like, hated it. So 5th grade, go to a new school. Mom gives me a perm. And this kid, Jimmy Christiani, I still remember his name, used to pick on me every day and call me a girl. Every day. And just embarrass me in 5th grade. And those days weren't like today. Like today, it's a big deal, and it should be a big deal. But you got picked on. It's like your parents are like, well, punch him in the face or stop talking to me. Like it wasn't like, it was different. So 5th grade, Jimmy Christiani is making fun of me, and I tell him to piss off, and he comes close to me, and I pushed him. And this kid, like, threw a desk out of the way, coming to beat me up. And my friend of 44 years come in, and it was the first time we were in 5th grade, and he literally beat his ass. Like, they got in a fight. It was the first fight I'd ever seen in my life. And my friend had him in a headlock and was punching him in the face. Like, bloody lip, bloody. I had never seen anything like that. And he's been my friend ever since, and he's been protecting me ever since. So I could say this is the guy that down talks me and he's mean. This is a guy that's protected me. And I take care of him in my way, right? So what I realized, he thinks he's protecting me by being cautious. He's always looking at the glass half empty. What could go wrong? And sometimes you need people in your life like that. So why did I tell you that whole story? You know how I stay friends with him? I know what he likes to talk about. Did you hear what I just said?
Mm-hmm.
I know what he likes to talk about. Ricky, his name is Ricky, he's my dearest friend in the world. Ricky loves talking about the good old days. Ricky loves talking about certain things, hunting, fishing, other things. And I know when I get on the phone, I'm not going to tell him my next big dream. I'm not going to tell him if I want to fly to the moon or start a new company or do something crazy. I'll just say, dude, remember when we took the cars and we drove down to the Jersey Shore for the weekend? We thought we were going to go for a day and we stayed a week. He'll be like, oh shit, remember that? And he'll just go in and we'll talk and he'll be happy. And I avoided the whole mess. And we get off the phone. He's like, see you, brother. Love you too. I get off. I go to my stressful day of me trying to conquer the world. If I called Ricky and said, hey, dude, I'm thinking of Tony and I doing an event with 30,000 people in it. No one's ever done it. Zoom said it can't, but I'm going to figure it out. Do you think I should do it? Like, Dean, why would you try to do that? The Zoom could go down. 30,000, the biggest was only 10. Why are you always trying to reach, dude? You've been trying to reach for things. When are you going to slow down? Don't you have enough now? You already know the people that tell you that shit. You already know what they're going to say. You could quote it before they say it. Lori, I see you shaking your head. Both Lori's shaking your head. I see Christy shaking her head. Mary shaking her head. Stephen shaking his head. You already know what they're going to say. So why ask them? Find out what they love. Virginia, you just say to your husband, hey, what is a riff on a guitar? What does that mean? Let him talk for a half hour and then go in the other room and kick ass on your business. Like, don't go in there and look for him to support you. You know when you do it? Like, take him to dinner when the first time you have a big old check from what you're working on and go, oh, I'm glad we're at dinner. This one's on me. I don't know if you saw what I made this month. Whoosh, and wiggle the check. Like, that's completely different than looking for the support. If you know you're not going to get it, ignore it. Talk about the shit they like, right? And then the funny part is, like, 6 months later, they're like, wow, Lori was working me this whole time. Wow. You know what I mean? So that's my advice there. Okay, let's give away Millionaire Success Habits. Amazing book. I love it. And we are going to give Dave Elmer, Deborah
Patronella,
Carissa
Rentenira,
thank you, Melissa, I'll let you say the F.
Alves,
and Mike DeFazio. We had a bunch of Spanish and Italian people in this one. All of you are going to get this amazing book, Millionaire Success Habits, hardcover sent to you. And a $200 Amazon gift card goes to Ryan Anderson. Okay, we have time for one more person. We're going to do one more quick hot seat. Who would like to share? Raise your hand if you'd like to share. I know we have so many people. Let's see who's raising their hand. Let's see, and let's get Satisha. Satish, Satish. I hope I said that right. We got to get a dude. We've been talking to all the ladies. The men haven't had the nerve to raise their hands, so we will we'll bring up a guy. And how you doing, man?
Doing great. Thank you very much, Dean and Lisa, for such a wonderful event. And I'm a great follower of you, and I've been reading many of your books. I've been attending a lot of your programs. Thank you very much for all the inspiration.
Oh, you're welcome.
As you
you're
can
welcome.
See, I have all your books, in fact. So looking
thank you for the support.
For great association.
So, what question do you have for us?
Well, I would not like to call it as a question. I would like to rather, share some thoughts on the topics which you have been discussing. And I would certainly like to quote whatever you have covered as part of the book, especially the happiness habit, which you have covered. The entire chapter you have dedicated on the happiness habit. And I personally feel these are very much applicable. In fact, you can see, I have even marked most of them as I read. I generally highlight some of the key things which you communicate. And I personally feel, again, based on my experience, based on my relationship with my wife for 18 plus years. So there are a few things which you have aptly covered. It's not necessarily to be a millionaire to follow these happiness habits. These are applicable for any single individual in this globe, whoever wants to be happy. one of the key thing is let go of the grudges, which is your happiness habit 7. I quote that to my students. I quote that to, I'm also an adjunct professor with a couple of universities. I do quote your lines, let go of the grudge. And that is a key thing in any of the relationships. And that's one of the key things. And the other aspect which I would really want to look at it is, always look at the positive outcome. Of course, the word positive is a bit of a bad word in this pandemic situation, except for that, how to focus on the positive outcome, which is your happiness habit number 4. This is something, in fact, I've even written it and I've displayed it just before in my work table. So I personally feel these are very powerful ones for any relationship. And I strongly recommend such of those who have not read the book to pick up a copy of this and especially read the success habits related to happiness. So, I just wanted to communicate that to you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you very much for all the inspiration.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for the support. I'm glad you, when I wrote this book, I told everybody there's nothing in here that shows you how to get rich overnight. It's all the foundational pieces. And the reason I wrote that chapter, and thank you for bringing up on like happiness hacks, right? Like, what are the things that can allow happiness? The thing that I know I did wrong for a long time is that I was thinking that when I got to my destination, then I could allow myself to be happy. Who in here has ever thought to yourself, I'll be happy when? I'll be happy when I finally have a little money in the bank, finally when my wife believes in me or my husband supports me. I'll be happy when the relationship finally is better. I'll be happy when the kids are just out of this diaper phase because it's crazy. Or maybe I'll be happy when the kids go off to school. Or maybe it's easier when they're in high school because they take care of themselves. But then, oh my God, I'll be happy once I pay for college. Oh no, God, I got to pay for the wedding. Oh my God, I'll be happy when I get done paying for that wedding. We can prolong happiness forever. And I know I've spent a lot of years doing that, and I just don't want to do it anymore. And do I fall into that habit sometimes? Yes, guilty, right? But that's why I wrote it and want to tattoo it to my hand is we have the opportunity to be happy in the very moment that we're in, right? We get to create happiness, and we don't have to wait for happiness to knock us over the head. And yeah, I love that one too, let go of the grudge. I have to say, we all can have grudges. We have grudges on our parents. We have a grudge on our ex. We have a grudge on our ex-partner or the person that was our coworker that was an ass or something, right? We all can have that. But at the end of the day, who's it hurting if we keep it? And how is it altering our lives where we play small in certain areas because we're holding that grudge, right? Like, I would get in a relationship again, but men, oh my God, they're unfaithful. Or women, they use you for your money only because of one little experience that you had from a jerk. Doesn't mean the whole world is that way. And I have to tell you from personal experience, and again, thank you. Could you tell me how to pronounce your name so I say it right?
Satish.
Satish, that's what I thought. Yes, thank you. I have to tell you, my stepdad, who was a big part of my life for a long time, sweetest man in the world. He passed in the last couple of years. But 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago now, we did a family reunion. He was my mom's high school sweetheart, but then he went off to the Army, and when it came back, it didn't work out. And then when my parents got divorced, my mom got back with him. And he's just incredible, best stepdad ever, and I've had a lot of them. So he was my best and my favorite. And a good man. And we were having a family reunion. We all went to Cabo, and his large intestines, for lack of a better word, burst. And we raced him to the hospital. He's losing his blood really bad, and he can't even, unless they lift him up. No, they lifted his feet up. If they lifted his feet up, enough blood went to his head where he could talk and communicate. If they put his feet down, he went white and kind of would pass out. So they said he wanted to talk to me. He's going into surgery, and he wanted to talk to me, and like they didn't know if he was going to make it. They didn't know what they were going to find. Plus, we're in Mexico. We don't know if we're in the right place. They wouldn't even do surgery with him. I had to give him $30,000 up front before they do the surgery. Thank God I'm in a place that I could. I pulled out a credit card and gave him $30,000. Literally, the doctor walked me out into the parking lot and said, we don't take Medicaid. We don't take insurance. I need $30,000 in advance to go operate on your dad. So If people say money can't buy happiness, if money doesn't solve problems, they're wrong, because in that moment, I was able to do that, thank God, and I put it on a credit card. And they said he wants to see you before he goes in. And it was really, and I know some of you have had family members and those you've loved, and I've been to hospice with my grandmother for a long time, so I've been through multiple deaths of people that I love. And my stepdad didn't die at this time, but they thought he was gonna. So he's going in, and literally, he wants to see me. They put his feet up, and he's like, and he just lets go of like 3 grudges to me and 2 regrets that he had. And he gave me that gift, and I love him to death, and I thank God for him every day. But he gave me that gift to realize there was a million things he could have talked about, a million. And he let go of a couple grudges because he knew he wasn't, or he felt like he wasn't going to make it. And it just made me think it was a gift that he gave me. I could have just been, yes, Lenny, it's okay. But I left there, and it still sticks in my heart, and that was 8 years ago. Now, luckily, that surgery went good, and we got him the best doctors in the world, and he got another 5 years. And then he passed 6 years, and then he passed away. But my mom and him had a great 5 or 6 extra years that was given to him. But if that's the thoughts you're going to have at the end of our lives, why not just fast forward and do it today? You know, Satish, thank you for, this is the best way to kind of end this. What if you just fast forward and say, screw it? Listen, I have a lot of stuff that my father was the youngest of 12. And I don't mean to dominate this conversation, but my dad was the youngest of 12, and he was physically abused and sexually abused, and my dad went through a lot of shit. And he held that pain for a long time and fought a lot of people and was confrontational and did some crazy shit with me and my sister and just stuff that we all go through our stuff, so we all have our journey. But I held that grudge against my dad for a long time. Even though I forgave him, there was still a little bit there, but it was hurting me. And it was great practice to say, I have the chance and the opportunity to let it go. I can just say, it's done, it's over. And when I did, I can't even tell you, it was like 1,000 pounds lifted off my shoulders. And it was because of Lenny. My stepdad helped me find a new relationship with my father by letting go of that last 10% and letting go of, even sometimes in our relationship, you know, they call it success tax. I have to tell you, you get successful, sometimes the craziest shit happens. People you've known for 10 years in business sue you for nothing or want money. It's weird. I have to tell you, it's a weird thing. And it was something Lisa had to get used to. And I find a way when stuff weird happens, like I can hold this and get mad, and I do for a while, and all it does is make me sick and makes me burn out my adrenals, and I feel off, and I can't sleep at night, and nothing's changing in their life. Nothing's changing with them. I'm the one suffering and going through it, and I just found a way. And I'm not perfect, guys. I'm just giving you an example. But when I let it go, I'm just better off. I feel better. And all I know at the end of my life, if we plan this right, we can say something completely different than I wish I would have. I wish I would have said goodbye. I wish I would have mended that relationship. I wish I would have talked to my sister. I mean, you talk to some people that don't talk to their brother and sister, and you ask them why, and they're like, well, you know, it's just, and they can't even think about it anymore because so many things built through the years. So if this is such a great way to end on this is, who can you forgive today? Doesn't mean you have to be their best friend. Doesn't mean you have to hug them and say everything's perfect, but forgive them or let go of the grudge because of you, for you. And especially if that's in a relationship, it can help. Satish, thanks for bringing that up. Thank you guys so much for playing Full Out today, joining us. It was just a day to hang out and share about relationships, give some cool stuff away. And now, okay, make sure, and I mean, I know I shared this with you guys a bunch of times, but I really want the Better Life to explode. I want every one of you to go through the Better Life. Do that for me, for you, because I think just these little hacks, one of the Better Life is let go of a grudge today. Like, it's all these little things that happen over 30 days. So thebetterlife.com, go and then share. Don't share it with friends yet. Go to the Better Life and sign up for it. And then share, because when you share it with friends, you get points, and that's how you win a car or money or cool shit every month, right? So you're going to want to share it, and I promise all your friends will thank you for sharing it with them. So go to thebetterlife.com, and I think, I don't even know, because I see in the chat about how to get the book. Write this down. The number one thing today, I'm not trying to sell today, but I brought these up and people are asking. Not that I apologize for selling. I know I can change your life. You need to read this, right? But thebetterlife.com is a must to go to today. But also, you can go to deansfreebook.com and get a copy of this if you want it. And when I say free, is I paid for the book, you cover the shipping and handling. deansfreebook.com. So you can write that down, but the most important is the better life. Okay, so giving away the car. The car, we should have like a drum roll. Can we show a picture of that again? I see you running. Is everything working okay? Okay, yeah, so legit, we're buying a Camaro. Look at that picture of us, babe. We did that for another promotion, and it kind of looks cheesy, but you look amazing, so that's cool. You look beautiful. All right, you can pull that down. So let me just tell you how it works. People go and you join the Better Life, and you take the challenge. And we want people to engage, right? If you guys follow me at all, what's something I share all the time? What are 2 words? Uncomfortable action, right? So we encourage you to take the challenge and go do it. And we kind of use the honor system of you saying, yes, I did today's challenge. And that gives you points towards winning monthly cool stuff, like some of the stuff we gave away today, right? And we tell you, get a friend to join this challenge because it could change your life. And that gives you more points if you get friends to join. Make sense? So you take the free challenge. If you actually do the challenge, you get points. Tell your friends, you get points. At the end of each month, we take the people with the most points, and my team magically figures out some way. And every month, someone wins cool stuff like Apple Watches and iPads and computers and stuff like that. And then at the end of the year, we take the monthly winners, and they do some kind of like essay contest of why you should win something. All free, like I said. And then my team picks who wins the yearly prize. So there's cool stuff every month, and at the end of the year, there is a big old giveaway. And this year, it's a car, and I don't know if I should say the name first or kind of a little bit about her story, but let me tell you a little bit about her story, and she's on, so you're going to know, she's going to know, she's the owner of a hair studio and a day spa, and due to COVID, she had to shut down her salon for a period of 3 months, and she lost her husband at the same time, and I can't imagine what that means. And for her to play full out and be here and share. How have you grown? The challenge reminded her to stay strong and be courageous. I'm going to read what my team put. What you learned in those 30 days. It's okay to say no and stop worrying about everything going on. Helped her know what to do with the COVID situation as she originally participated in the Better Life Challenge before COVID. What habits have improved? She has stopped watching TV and stopped playing on social media. Congratulations, amazing. Started focusing on bettering her life because of this challenge and creating a new story for her life. It taught her that she's not promised tomorrow and to cherish every moment. How freaking beautiful. No wonder my team picked you. What did you think of the challenge overall? The Better Life Challenge is great for people to learn that they too have the ability to change their life with baby steps. The Better Life Challenge is great for those who have had success and want to come back to it, and those that need to start and need to be grateful for each day. The challenge is great for any stage of life. I have learned that life is short, so go for your dreams, be good to people, and travel. And when you recommend the challenge to a friend, I encourage everyone I know to read the book and take the challenge. And for that, we would love to say the winner of this year's giveaway and the new car is Shari Holowinski. Let's give it up for Shari. Is Shari with us?
I'm looking for her here.
Hey, Mike, is Shari with us? All right, we can kill the music, Mike. Hi, Shari, how are you? Okay, I can't hear you yet.
Am I unmuted?
Oh, there we go. Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. I'm so touched.
Oh, thank you for being vulnerable, and thank you for sharing. And I'm sorry for your loss. Our heart goes out to you. You see all the love that's coming in from the group.
Thank you so much.
I can't pretend I know what that feels, but we can send you a lot of love and good thoughts your way. So thank you for being strong, and thank you for being such a great example of what's possible, even in the toughest times.
Thank you so much. You guys have been strength for me. So I don't even have words. I'm just very grateful.
Wow.
Everybody should do the challenge. It will change your life.
So,
sorry, I'm at a loss for words.
Okay. Sorry, where are you located?
Woodhaven, Michigan.
Great, and you know that's what my wife does.
Riverview.
My wife has a hair salon too, so this is fantastic.
So that's wonderful.
Are you back open?
We are. I'm actually at the salon right now. I had to clear my day so I could watch because I wanted to be here because I was excited to hear who the winner, whoever it was, and hear what you guys had to say. This is I love this this broadcast. Everybody needs advice on relationships, and my husband and I had an amazing relationship. We were very blessed. It was our second marriage, and we just gave. You just give to your spouse and love them with every ounce of your being, and you'll get exactly what you need back from them without even asking, without telling. You just give, and they'll give back to you because they do. They love you and they want to do the same for you. So it seems like you guys have a beautiful relationship. It's great.
Well,
so don't take it for granted.
Yeah, we don't. And thank you for being so strong to be here with us and sharing and for entering the contest and for playing full out. Look at all the love. I don't know if you could see it. Everybody's throwing your hearts and kisses in the chat. You have a lot of love going your way today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, I know that we'll let you get back because I know you had to take off and you have people in your salon. But again, to be such an example for when you're going through such a tough time, believe me, your strength is going to help more people than you may realize. And tens of thousands of people will see this, and so many people are going through tough times, and so many people suffer in silence. You know, Shari, that's the part that I know that I don't say it out loud a lot, but I suffered in silence, and I know so many people who have. And if we can be voices to help people come out of the dark and get some help and get some guidance and lock arms and be a part of a community. Listen, COVID was tough, but look at the opportunity we have right now. We have thousands of us joined all around the world together, locking arms, sending you love, caring for each other, sharing knowledge, right? Some bad things come, good come of it.
Yes, and good things come of it. I'm so blessed in so many ways. So, and I thank you guys so much, and just be a blessing to each other. We need to carry each other through these times. So,
well, we love you. We appreciate you, and my team will reach out to you and decide if you want the car delivered or if you want the whatever. They'll figure the whole thing out. But you won. It's yours.
Thank you. Have to tag and post it. We want to see it. We want to see what you do.
Yeah.
I'm allowed. Can I? I'm allowed. I can't wait.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. You touched so many lives. You guys are a blessing. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Let's give it up for Shari and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Guys, thank you for hanging with us today. I think we had some good stuff. We gave a lot of things away. We gave a car away. Was Shari amazing or what? Let's all give her some love. And you know, like I said, we get to lock arms. Shari went through something that I can't imagine. But there's a lot of you and some of you on right now going through really tough times as well. And we're sending you love and prayers and good thoughts. And listen, this is a crazy time in the world. It's a crazy time in the world where we feel like, I don't know if you guys feel this. Can I just be honest for a second? I feel like what we're being told and what the world looks like is that we're more separated than ever before. And I don't feel that. I feel we're more connected than ever before. I think we're the generation that could fix all the shit of the past. I think we're the generation that can fix race relations. We can be more heart-centered. We could do things that make sense for our future generation. I don't believe the hype. I don't believe the shit. I feel more love today, not because I'm in love, but I feel more love as a society. I feel more connected to every single person. Men, women, black, white, brown, yellow. I feel more connected, more aligned, more purposeful to make a change than ever before. And I just don't believe we should feel that we're supposed to be separate when we all have so many things in common. We all want more for our family. We all want our voices to be heard. We all want to reach our full potential. We all want and deserve love. We all deserve to be treated fairly. And we should all fight for that, because I don't think there's any politicians or anybody coming to wave a magic wand. There's nobody fixing this for us. You know who fixes it? We do. If we have the chance to be somebody new in our household today, we have the chance to be a better human in our household today. We have the chance to treat people better around us, people we know, people we meet today. If we want the next generation and our generation to fix it, then we have to step up. We have to be the best versions of ourselves. We have to let go of past beliefs that maybe grandparents gave us that are outdated and don't serve us and don't serve a better world. I'm not trying to preach, and I don't have all the answers. And am I perfect? Hell no. But I feel more connected, and I feel that we are the generation that they'll look back in a couple hundred years and go, they stepped up. They did what needed to be done because they did it. They didn't wait for someone else. And I think if we can all look through that lens, we can all make this a better place. And maybe I'm a little too optimistic, and maybe I'm too hopeful. But listen, I'll leave this with what Tony Robbins says. Focusing on what's wrong is always available. It's always there. But focusing on what's right and what could go right is always available too. So I'm going to decide to focus on what we can do to be better humans, to take this world to a whole another place, and let the world see what we can do collectively. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for spending time with Lisa and I.
Thank you.
And sorry I dominated that conversation.
No, I love it.
But you know how good it feels to have my amazing wife here with me. I love you guys. Thank you, Shari. To all you winners, congratulations. Enjoy.
Thank you,
and
guys.
go to thebetterlife.com. Sign up and get all your friends to join. They'll thank you. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you soon.
Bye. Have a great day.